Hello everyone! Today we will talk about addition and subtraction of decimal numbers. Let's start with adding decimal numbers. So these are the steps in adding decimal numbers. First, we align the decimal points and the digits belonging to the same place value. To align the digits properly, put zeros on the empty place values in the decimal part of each number. Then, add the numbers from right to left just like adding whole numbers. And finally, align the decimal point in the sum as in the addends. Now let's have some examples. First, what is 1.697 added to the sum of 20.1468 and 0.24711? So let's have our solution. Again, we have to align first the digits according to their place value. So let's start first with these two numbers since it's stated here. 1.697 will be added to the sum of these two numbers. So let's have 20.1468. Okay, then we align 0.24711 and lastly 1.697. So it's very important that the decimal points are aligned to make sure that the digits are also aligned. Now, we can already start adding from right to left once we put zeros on the empty place values in our decimal part of the number. Okay, so we have 1, then 9, 6 plus 7 is 13 plus 7, that's 20. Then we regroup that 2 on top of the next place value. We have 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 4, 10 plus 9 is 19. So we regroup again here. Okay, then 1 plus 1 is 2 plus 2, 4 plus 6, that's 10. Okay, so we have to regroup again. 1 plus 1 is 2. And 2 plus nothing is just 2. Then for the final step, we align the decimal point of the addends in our sum. So our final answer will be 22.09091. Okay, again, it's very important to put the decimal point in our sum because if you will not put that, the answer will be 2,209,091 and that is way too far from the correct answer. So make sure to put the decimal point. Okay, now let's have our next example. What is the sum of 0.7413, 10.47811, and 315.41? Again, for our first step, we need to align the digits according to their place value. So let's have 0.7413 followed by 10.47811, and lastly we have 315.41. Okay, so before we add, let's not forget to add zeros on the empty place values on the decimal part of our number. Okay, so we have 0 plus 1 is 1, 3 plus 1 is 4, 1 plus 8 is 9, 7 plus 4 is 11 plus 1, that's 12. We need to regroup this one. 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 8 is 16. So we have to regroup again this one to the next place value. 1 plus 5 is 6, 1 plus 1 is 2, and we have here 3. Then finally, we align the decimal point in our answer. So we'll have 326.62941. Now let's talk about subtracting decimal numbers. Okay. These are the steps that we'll follow in subtracting decimal numbers. First, we align the decimal points and the digits belonging to the same place value. Then, to align the digits properly, put zeros on the empty place values in the decimal part of each number. Afterwards, we subtract the numbers from right to left, just like subtracting whole numbers. And finally, we align the decimal point in the difference. So as you notice, the steps in adding and subtracting decimal numbers are just the same. So let's have our next examples. What is 499.95 subtracted from 5,000? In here, we have the word from. Okay, so that means 5,000 will be our minuend. So this is where we will subtract 499.95. Okay, so again, the first step is to align the decimal points correctly as well as the digits according to their place value. So we'll have 499.95. Let us always remember that the decimal point of a whole number is found after the last digit. So the decimal point of 5,000 is found here. That's why we align them this way. Okay. Then, before we can subtract, let us not forget to put zeros on the empty place values to make sure that all digits are aligned properly. So let's start subtracting from right to left. So we have 0 minus 5. Can we subtract 5 from 0? No. So that means we need to regroup. Okay, so 0 here, we'll have to borrow from the next place value to its left. But this digit here is also 0. So that means this will also need regrouping. But the next digits until here are 0. So that means regrouping will start from this digit 5. Okay, so 5 here will become 4. Then, since we'll regroup, 0 here will become 10. However, we will do another regrouping. So this 10 here will become 9. So that this 0 here will become 10. But again, we will do another regrouping because the next digit to it is also 0. So this will become, this will become 9 for it to become 10. But this is another 0. So this will become 9 again to make this as 10. Okay, then this 10 here will be regrouped to make this 0 here as 10. So finally, this will become 9. Okay, so now that we already regrouped, we can now start subtracting. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 9 is 0. 9 minus 9 is another 0. And 9 minus 9 is another 0. Then 9 minus 4 is 5. And 4 minus nothing is 4. Then for our last step, we align the decimal point in our difference. So our final answer will be 4,500.05. To check if our answer is correct, you can just add the difference and the subtrahend. Okay, so let's do that here for checking. Let's have 4,500.05 plus 499.95. The sum of this difference and subtrahend should be equal to our minuend, which is 5,000. So 5 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 9 is another 10. 1 plus 9 is another 10. And 1 plus 5 plus 4 is another 10. Then 1 plus 4 is 5. Then we align the decimal point here. So the answer is 5,000. Therefore, our difference is correct, which is 4,500.05. Now, let's have another example. What is the difference between 15 and 0.451? Okay, so we have here 15. Since 15 was mentioned first and we have difference between, we'll have to write 15 as our minuend and 0.451 as our subtrahend. So again, this is aligned this way because we have here a whole number and the decimal point of a whole number is after the last digit, which is here. Okay. Then, before we can subtract, we have to make sure that all digits are aligned. So we put zeros on the empty place values in the decimal part of our numbers. Then, let's start subtracting from right to left. 0 minus 1. Again, 1 cannot be subtracted from 0. So we'll need to regroup. Okay, so we will regroup from 5 since all the other digits here are 0. So if we regroup from 5, 5 will become 4. Then this 0 here will become 10. But this will again be regrouped so that the number here will no longer be 0, or the digit rather. So if you regroup that 10, it will become 9 and the 0 here will become 10. But again, we need to do regrouping because 0 here cannot be subtracted by 1. Okay, so 10 here will be regrouped again. It will become 9. And finally, this 0 will become 10. Okay, so since it's already 10, we can now subtract 1. 10 minus 1 is 9. 9 minus 5 is 4. And 9 minus 4 is 5. Then 4 minus 0 is 4. And 1 minus nothing is 1. Then we align the decimal point of our numbers here in the difference. So our difference will be 14.549. Again, to check if our answer is correct, we just have to add the subtrahend and the difference, and it should be equal to the minuend. So let's do that here. 14.549 plus 0.451. 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 4 plus 5 is 10. 1 plus 5 plus 4 is another 10. 1 plus 4 is 5. And 1 plus nothing is 1. Then we align the decimal point, which is here. So our answer is correct. Okay, good job everyone. Since you did very well, let's now try this next question. What is the value of n in the equation 95 minus 4.691 plus 21.034 equals n? Okay, try to solve it on your own. Now let's try to solve it together. Okay, let's start first with 95 minus 4.691. Again, let's align the decimal points and the digits. So we'll have here, this will be 10, this will become 9, 9, and 4. 10 minus 1 is 9, 9 minus 9 is 0, 9 minus 6 is 3, 4 minus 4 is 0, and this will become 9. Then we align the decimal point. So our difference is 90.309. But we're not yet done because we have to add it by 21.034. So let's continue. 90.309 plus 21.034. Okay, 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 0 is 3. 0 plus 1 is 1. And 9 plus 2 is 11. Then we align the decimal point. So our final answer is 111.343. So this is the value of n. 111.343. Thank you for listening.